Did you know that up to 70% of men with erectile dysfunction also have undiagnosed cardiovascular disease? That's not a scare tactic, it's biology. And here's the truth that most people don't realize. Something as simple as the way you hydrate every single day can be the difference between blood vessels that support strong erections and blood vessels that quietly fail you over time. Let's talk about this head on. Erections are not just about testosterone or desire, they are about blood flow. And the number one thing your blood depends on is water. When you're dehydrated, even mildly, your blood gets thicker, your vessels constrict, and circulation slows down. That doesn't just mean you feel sluggish. It means your penis, which relies on a rapid surge of blood to function, can't perform the way it's designed to. Now think about the ripple effect. You go into the bedroom feeling uncertain. Your partner notices. That hesitation creates tension, not intimacy. And suddenly, what started as dehydration looks like low confidence or even relationship problems. But at its root, it's a simple medical truth: no water, no flow, no erection. Here's the part most men don't hear enough. Erectile dysfunction isn't just about sex. It's a window into your overall health. Your penile arteries are smaller than the ones in your heart or brain. So if blood flow is compromised anywhere, you're going to see it in your erections first. That's why doctors often call ED the canary in the coal mine for cardiovascular disease. If your erections are weak, it may be your body whispering, "Pay attention, your heart and blood vessels need help." And hydration plays a role in that story every single day. When you're dehydrated, your blood pressure fluctuates, your heart has to work harder, and your body produces more of a hormone called angiotensin. Guess what that does? It constricts your blood vessels, making erections even more difficult. So when you brush off drinking water as no big deal, you're actually choosing short-term neglect over long-term health. Let me ask you something. Would you ever run your car without oil? Would you expect it to function smoothly if you never maintained it? Of course not. Yet men run their bodies dry all the time, then act surprised when their performance fails. Here's the empowering shift. You don't need expensive supplements or gimmicks to start improving your erections. You need to start with the basics. Hydration. Aim for steady water intake throughout the day, not just chugging a glass at night. Replace sodas or alcohol with water more often. Notice how your energy, focus, and even mood change. Because when your body is well hydrated, your blood flows more easily, your heart works more efficiently, and yes, your erections get stronger. But this isn't just about function, it's about confidence. When you take control of your health, you walk into intimacy differently. You're not just hoping your body will cooperate. You know you've been taking care of it. That quiet self-assurance is what builds connection and passion in a relationship. Here's the tough truth. Too many men wait until crisis, until they've lost function, until a partner feels disconnected, until health problems become obvious. Don't wait for the emergency. Start now with something as simple and powerful as water. So next time you feel tired, foggy, or less confident in the bedroom, don't just reach for a quick fix. Ask yourself, am I fueling my body the way it needs to be fueled? Because performance isn't about luck, it's about preparation. And remember this, your erection is not just about pleasure. It's about health. Hydration is the foundation, and the way you drink water today could be the first step to protecting not just your sexual function, but your heart, your confidence, and your relationship tomorrow. Mic drop, erections are biology's report card, and water is your daily test. Pass it. Here's something most people don't realize: up to 90% of erectile dysfunction is rooted in either blood flow or the brain, not just testosterone. That's right. Erections don't begin in the bedroom. They begin in your head. And they don't last without your heart and blood vessels backing them up. Think about it. You can be deeply attracted to someone, but if your body can't circulate blood effectively, the erection doesn't hold. On the flip side, you can have a healthy cardiovascular system, but if your brain is flooded with stress, anxiety, or self-doubt, the signals that trigger an erection never fully fire. This is why I always tell my patients erections start in the brain, but they thrive on vascular health. Here's the biology. An erection happens when nerves in your brain send chemical signals to your blood vessels. telling them to open up and allow more blood into the penis. That blood is then trapped by tiny muscles that create firmness. But if stress hormones like cortisol are high, your brain actually blunts those signals. And if your blood vessels are stiff, narrowed, or inflamed, common with dehydration, smoking, or high cholesterol, the blood can't flow the way it should. The result: frustration, disappointment, and often shame. Now let's talk psychology, because too often men think, if I can't get an erection, something is wrong with my masculinity. That belief is dangerous. It erodes confidence, creates distance in relationships, and often drives men to hide instead of seek help. But here's the truth. Erectile dysfunction is not a reflection of your worth as a man. It's a reflection of your health. It's a signal your body is sending that deserves respect, not embarrassment. And this is where empowerment begins. You can't meditate your way out of clogged arteries. And you can't exercise your way out of crippling stress if you ignore your mental health. It takes a balance of both, mind and body working together. Because the science is clear: when you reduce stress, communicate openly with your partner, and practice mindfulness, your brain sends stronger sexual signals. And when you stay hydrated, exercise regularly, and support heart health, your vessels respond with better blood flow. And the combination is what unlocks consistent, satisfying performance. Let me ask you a tough question. Are you treating your erection like a mechanical switch, or like a system that reflects your entire well-being? Too many men look for a quick pill, a shortcut, a magic supplement. But here's the contrast: pills might force an erection temporarily, but they don't fix the underlying causes. Self-care does. Exercise expands your vessels. Good sleep balances your hormones. Managing stress improves your brain signaling. Hydration optimizes circulation. These are not side notes, they are the foundation. And this doesn't just affect you. When your erections falter, your partner often feels the ripple effect: confusion, self-doubt, even rejection. But imagine the opposite: when you prioritize health, reduce stress, and build confidence, you show up differently. You're more present, more engaged, more connected. Sexual health becomes not just about physical function, but about intimacy and trust. Here's the empowering truth: you have more control than you think. Start small. Drink water throughout the day. Take a 20-minute walk to improve circulation. Practice deep breathing before intimacy to calm your nervous system. Share openly with your partner instead of carrying the weight alone. Each of these steps strengthens both your body and your confidence, and that combination is what makes erections thrive. So let's stop reducing sexual health to myths like testosterone is everything, or men just lose it with age. Age is a factor, yes, but it's not a sentence. The real story is the balance between your brain and your blood vessels. Respect both, and you protect not just your erections, but your heart, your confidence, and your relationships. Mic drop. Strong erections are not a measure of masculinity. They are a measure of balance. Master your brain and your blood flow, and you master your sexual health. Here's a truth most people don't like to admit: no single supplement, pill, or secret trick will fix your erection if your overall health is falling apart. Men come into my office asking, "Doctor, is there one thing I can do to make this better?" And I always tell them water is important, yes, but water is only the fuel. It's not the whole engine. Let me explain. Erections are a team effort. They require healthy blood vessels, responsive nerves, balanced hormones, and a calm mind. If any one of those systems is struggling, performance suffers. Drinking water helps circulation. It makes your blood less viscous, helps regulate blood pressure, and keeps your tissues functioning. But if you're not also protecting your heart, exercising, eating well, and managing stress, then hydration is like pouring clean fuel into a car with a broken engine. It helps, but it doesn't solve the bigger issue. Here's the biology. Erections depend on nitric oxide, a molecule your body produces to relax blood vessels. Without it, blood doesn't flow properly into the penis. But nitric oxide production is weakened by things like high cholesterol, smoking, diabetes, and obesity. And dehydration adds another layer of stress by increasing blood pressure and narrowing arteries. Together, these create a perfect storm for dysfunction. So if you're thinking, "I'll just drink more water and things will improve," you're only looking at step one. Now, let's talk psychology, because I know what happens when men struggle with erections. They get discouraged, they lose confidence, some even avoid intimacy altogether. And partners feel it too. They may think you're losing interest or pulling away emotionally. That's where relationships start to fray. But here's the contrast: when you approach sexual health as part of whole body health, you reclaim control. You move from shame and hiding to action and empowerment. Think of your body like a house. Hydration is the foundation. You absolutely need it. But a foundation without walls or a roof doesn't protect you. The walls are your cardiovascular health, built by exercise and nutrition. And the roof is your emotional well-being, built by stress management, communication, and mental health support. Without all three, the house won't stand. But when they work together, that's when you create strength, stability, and long-term performance. Let me challenge you with a question. Are you chasing quick fixes, or are you building a system that lasts? Because the short-term path might give you a temporary boost, but it leaves you vulnerable. The long-term path, hydration, movement, balanced eating, good sleep, open communication, gives you not only better erections, but also better energy, focus, and resilience. Which path do you think will bring more fulfillment in your life and relationships? Here's the empowering truth. You don't have to overhaul everything at once. Start with small, consistent steps. Add a daily walk to strengthen your heart. Replace one sugary drink with water. Prioritize sleep so your testosterone levels stabilize. Talk to your partner about what you're experiencing instead of carrying it in silence. Each of these is a brick that makes your house stronger. Over time, they add up to transformation. And here's something else men need to hear: erections are not just about sex. They are about health, vitality, and connection. When you invest in your body and mind, you're not just protecting your sexual function. You're protecting your confidence, your relationship, and your future. So stop looking for the one magic fix. Respect the complexity of your body. Hydration is fuel, but your engine still needs care. Your house still needs walls and a roof, and your partner still needs the best version of you, not just in bed, but in life. Mic drop. Water may start the spark, but only whole body health keeps the fire burning. Here's a reality that may surprise you. One of the biggest predictors of confidence in the bedroom isn't sexual technique. It's how well you take care of yourself outside the bedroom. That's right. Confidence in intimacy doesn't start when the lights go out. It starts with the choices you make every single day. Think about it. When you're hydrated, your circulation improves. When you exercise, your testosterone levels rise naturally. When you sleep well, your brain resets and your stress hormones drop. These things don't just improve physical performance. They change the way you carry yourself. They shift your mindset from, "I hope my body will cooperate," to, "I know I've set myself up to succeed." That shift is powerful, not just for your erections, but for the way you connect with your partner. Here's the biology behind it. Erections are a vascular event. They depend on blood flow. But they're also a neurological event. Your brain has to send signals to trigger arousal. Stress, dehydration, poor sleep, and lack of movement disrupt both systems. Chronic stress, for example, raises cortisol levels, which not only block arousal signals, but also lower testosterone. And low testosterone doesn't just affect sex drive, it affects motivation, mood, and confidence. So when men neglect self-care, they're not just risking performance issues, they're draining the very resources that make them feel strong, focused, and desirable. But here's the psychological side. When you invest in your body, you send yourself a message. You're worth the effort. That message becomes confidence. It's not arrogance. It's not ego. It's grounded assurance that you've honored your health and prepared your body. And that assurance shows up in the bedroom as presence, intimacy, and connection. Now let's address a myth I hear all the time. Confidence comes from sexual experience. Not true. I've seen men with decades of experience who still struggle with insecurity because their health is failing them. And I've seen men who simply take consistent care of themselves, hydrate, exercise, manage stress, and they walk into intimacy with calm, steady confidence that puts both partners at ease. Experience matters, yes, but self-care is the deeper foundation. Here's the contrast: neglect breeds doubt. You know it. When you skip sleep, eat poorly, avoid exercise, or ignore stress, You don't just feel tired, you question yourself, you hesitate. That hesitation is felt by your partner, and instead of connection, you both feel distance. But self-care breeds certainty. You stand taller, you move with more energy, and in intimacy, you don't have to wonder if your body will keep up. You trust it. Which of those two versions of yourself do you want to bring into your relationships? Let me push you a little. When was the last time you made a choice for your health, not because of a doctor's warning, but because you respect yourself enough to prioritize it? Because that's the real breakthrough. When health isn't about fear of disease, but about fueling the confidence and intimacy you want in your life. And this isn't just about you. Your partner feels it. Confidence is contagious. When you show up fully present, grounded, and connected, your partner feels safer, more desired, and more open. Self-care is not selfish. It's a gift to your relationship. So here's the challenge. Don't see drinking water, exercising, or sleeping well as chores. See them as deposits into your confidence bank. Every time you hydrate, every workout, every night of quality sleep, you're building a balance you can draw from in the moments that matter most. Because here's the bottom line. And confidence in the bedroom doesn't start with your partner. It starts with you. It starts with how you treat your body, how you manage your mind, and how much respect you show yourself day after day. Mic drop. Self-care isn't just health care. It's foreplay for confidence, intimacy, and stronger relationships. Here's a truth many men don't want to hear. Your erection is more than just about sex. It's one of the earliest warning signs of your overall health. In fact, research shows that erectile dysfunction can show up years before a man has a heart attack or stroke. That's not coincidence. That's biology giving you a wake-up call. Erections are a window into your vascular health. Why? Because the arteries in the penis are much smaller than the ones in your heart or brain. If there's even a little buildup of plaque or narrowing in your vessels, you'll notice it in your erections before you notice chest pain or memory problems. So when a man says, it's just age, it's normal, I say, no, it's not just age, it's your body whispering a message. And if you ignore it, that whisper can turn into a scream. Let's break it down scientifically. An erection is a complex process. Your brain has to send signals of desire. Your nerves have to carry those signals efficiently. Your blood vessels have to widen and allow blood to rush in. And tiny muscles have to trap that blood to keep things firm. If your cardiovascular system is weak, if your hormones are imbalanced, if your nervous system is stressed, that process breaks down. Erectile dysfunction isn't a failure of masculinity. It's often the first symptom of high blood pressure, diabetes, or early heart disease. But here's the psychological piece. Too many men feel shame instead of curiosity. They think, I'm broken, I'm less of a man. That mindset not only hurts their confidence, it also delays the diagnosis of potentially life-threatening conditions. What if instead of shame, we reframed ED as a red flag, a signal, a chance to take action before it's too late? Because that's exactly what it is. Your body saying, take care of me now so I can take care of you later. Now let's confront the myths. Myth 1, erectile dysfunction is inevitable with age. False. While prevalence does increase with age, it's not a guarantee. In fact, many men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s maintain healthy erections because they've cared for their cardiovascular system, managed stress, and stayed active. Myth 2. If I can take a pill, the problem is solved. Also false. Pills can help symptoms, but they don't treat the root causes. If you use medication without addressing your health, you're patching a leak instead of fixing the pipe. So what's the empowering truth? You have more control than you think. Hydration supports blood flow. Exercise strengthens your arteries. Healthy eating reduces inflammation. Sleep restores testosterone. Stress management calms your nervous system. And open communication with your partner relieves the pressure that performance anxiety can create. These aren't optional. They're essential if you want not just strong erections, but a strong heart, sharp mind, and fulfilling relationships. Ask yourself this: when was the last time you took your erection seriously, not just as a measure of pleasure, but as a reflection of your health? When was the last time you allowed it to guide you toward better habits instead of ignoring it out of embarrassment? Because here's the contrast. Neglect leads to decline, more health problems, more frustration, more disconnection. But awareness leads to transformation, better performance, and deeper intimacy and a healthier future. And let's not forget your relationships. When you take action on your health, your partner feels the difference. They don't just see you as more capable physically, they feel your renewed confidence, energy, and presence. That intimacy is built not just in the bedroom, but in the everyday choices that keep you healthy and engaged. So here's the challenge. Stop dismissing your erection as just aging. Start listening to it. If it's weaker than before, don't wait. Get checked. Prioritize your health. Hydrate, move, eat well, manage stress. Because this isn't just about performance. It's about preventing heart disease, protecting your brain, and preserving the quality of your life. Mic drop, your erection isn't betraying you. It's warning you. Pay attention now, and it could save not just your sex life, but your life itself.